How we doing out there, my friends? What's happening? Welcome back to Real Estate Bites. Coming at you most Fridays. I used to say every Friday, but I can't. I was out last week. Missed you guys. While you lovelies were here, drowning under another Northeast Ohio snowstorm in the frigid weather, I was on assignment in sunny Florida. I do not apologize about that. Only wish I could have stayed a couple days longer. It was beautiful. Nevertheless, what I want to talk to you today about is what it takes to succeed in a career of real estate sales. I've had this question come up quite a bit recently, but I want to work my way into that conversation by doing something a little bit different. I'm going to bring a picture here up to the stage, and so the people in this picture from left to right, you've got Jeff Russell. He is the owner and principal broker of our brokerage. Of course, I'm standing next to him, and to my right there, as you're looking at this picture, in the center of the picture is Molly Safran. Next to her is Julie Solness. That is our office manager broker, Tammy Smith. And on the far right is Lisa McConaughey. So Molly, Julie, and Lisa are teammates of mine. They are on Right Sales team. And I want to talk about them real quick. And in talking about them, it's a good lead into the topic of the day. So because they're on a team, they do not get recognized individually. And I wanted to take time out today to do just that. So Molly, Lisa, and Julie are the three top producing agents on Right Sales team. They are excellent agents. Molly is my top sales agent. Lisa's right behind her. And Julie is behind Lisa then, of course. So, in 2024, what was one of, if not the most difficult market for agents to survive in, these ladies thrived. Okay. Molly doubled her best ever production last year in 2024. Lisa quadrupled her best ever production in 2024. And, both Molly and Lisa, if they were individual agents, they would have been recognized within the top 25 agents of the brokerage, the top 5%. Now we're talking about a brokerage that's about 650 agents deep on the roster. And those two ladies, Molly and Lisa, that is, would have been recognized as in the top 25, the top 5% of the brokerage for their production. And I just want to give kudos to them. They didn't get recognized in front of their peers. I want to recognize them in front of the world here on social media for the amazing work that they do. Now, Julie, while she would not have been in that 25 category, 2024 was her rookie year of real estate sales, and she had exceeded the Russell Real Estate Rookie of the Year. She had exceeded that person's sales by at least $500,000, if not a little bit over $500,000, to 600,000. So Julie, who had a tremendous rookie year at Right Sales team, probably as an individual agent would have been recognized and awarded the Rookie of the Year award for Russell Real Estate Services, again, had she been an individual agent. So I want to take the time to congratulate these ladies for their hard work and their success as real estate agents. I'm super grateful and happy that they're on my team and kicking ass and doing all the things they do. So that leads us into the topic of the day. What is the qualities that these women bring to the marketplace so that they could find success in 2024, where so many other agents were really, really struggling? I mean, we've talked about this stuff in the past on this show. There are over two agents, two licensed real estate agents for every house on the market, not just in the state of Ohio, but nationwide. Right. So when you got two agents for every house on the market, that means a lot of agents are going hungry. These three ladies did not go hungry last year. So what about them allowed them to find success in such a difficult market for real estate agents? And I'll tell you, I think there are three qualities as a person that you need to bring to the table in order to find success in this field, in this industry of real estate sales. The first one, you got to be driven, okay? And you got to be goal oriented, right? And driven is way more important than goal oriented. And here is why I say this, because if you don't have something that drives you to work, like real estate sales you're on your own in a sense. Like, no one's looking over your shoulder, telling you what to do, telling you when to wake up, when you got to report. Like, you don't have to do those things. You don't have to report to the office. You don't have to get up early. You don't have to stay up late. You got to have discipline, right? You got to have discipline to get up and do the job and do what's right by the job every single day. And usually what it takes to find that discipline is to be driven by something greater than just yourself. Now, that could take form of law. It could be your ego. It could be your family. It could be a lust for money. It could be, legacy. There could be both good and negative reasons why you're driven to succeed. But if you don't have the drive, you will not have the discipline to succeed. Goals, it kind of goes hand in hand with the drive. Usually people are driven because there's something that they want to achieve. The goals help the driven person stay focused and streamlined in what they're doing. The goals continuously remind them of why they're doing what they're doing and helps that drive to stay really energized. The second quality that these women share, that other successful real estate agents share, is a focus on service, right? You have to have a desire to understand what your clients are about and present them with the solutions that exist in the marketplace to help them achieve their goals. And this can take, there's so much nuance to this. We could do 2 shows trying to break it down into those various nuances. But the reality is, this is a people-focused business. These women are focused on their people and what their people are about, what their people are trying to accomplish. And that is what guides them in the work that they do for their clients. There are people who do well for a while, who are not client-focused, who are not service-focused. They kind of push and bully clients into doing what they want to do. They're more driven by a matter of convenience to themselves. Those people, sooner or later, it catches up to them. But agents like the 3 ladies that I showed before, they're not going to have that problem. They're always going to be able to sustain and grow a healthy business because they are focused on the right thing. The third big quality that they have is the ability to be a critical thinker. It's super important, right? There are a number of hard and set laws or rules governing real estate, but most of what we do is in a gray area. And when problems are presented, and they're way more common than people might think, problems with title, problems with loans, problems with the house that you're looking at, problems that arise during inspections, you got to be able to confront these problems, reconcile them with the goals of your client, and find very creative solutions on how to get past those if it's possible, right? This comes from a knowledge base. This comes from your connections that you have in the industry, the resources that you have, the team around you. So those are the 3 main qualities that you need to have. You've got to be driven. You got to be focused on service to your people, and you have got to be a critical thinker. If you have those 3 qualities, you're going to do well. I didn't say knowledge. Knowledge is something that you can start out having none. But if you have these 3 qualities, you can accumulate the knowledge along the way and still do just fine. Now, there's a few things that I didn't mention that a lot of people think are necessary to do well in this. And the first couple, while not necessary, it really helps to have them to be successful over long term. The first one is, I'm only going to talk about 2. The first one is organization and planning. Okay. You don't need it. I know plenty of agents who have little to no plan about what they're going to get into. They're very disorganized. They're very much flying by the seat of their pants. But because they have those first 3 qualities locked down, they do pretty well for themselves. Now, could they do better if they were organized? Could they do better if they came with a plan of attack? I have no doubt about it. I mean, you're talking about, for those folks, implementing a plan and organizing their approach to the marketplace. You're probably going to be able to, you'll be more efficient, number one, probably be able to increase sales in a short amount of time by 25 to 35%, which is significant, but not necessary to do well in this. Here's the other one that so many people think is a prerequisite for doing well in a sales position. And it is the biggest illusion that exists in this industry, and that is having the gift of gab. Okay. Man, when I hear people say, I think I'd be good at this because I'm a good talker or I'm a good bullshitter or something like, my stomach turns, because that is not a good quality to have as a salesperson. Can it help you start conversations? Can it help you sustain conversations or come up with topic? Yeah, sure. But it's not necessarily a good thing, right? It is way more important to know how to ask good questions and to actively listen to the answers that your clients provide to you. It is through the process of asking and actively listening that you're going to learn about your client and what motivates them and what's important to them. And that's going to be able to allow you, it's going to enable you to go into the marketplace, gather data, and present the best possible solutions for them. Okay. So again, the three really solid qualities that it needs to take to succeed in this: you got to be driven and goal oriented. You've got to have a focus on service to the marketplace and people in general. Okay. And you've got to be a critical thinker. You don't necessarily have to be organized or have a plan, and you certainly don't need to have the gift of gab. I got so many people who I think would be excellent at this, who are very reserved, very introspective, and I think they'd be better than most because they don't need to be the center of attention. They don't need to make sure that their voice is heard in all things. They don't need to take the credit. They don't need to make sure they always have a solution right now, right? They're more interested in gathering information, analyzing it, and presenting good stuff. All right. We got through that. Let's get into this week's statistics. All right. So, episode 80, the inventory here in Lorain County this morning on the MLS. This is, as always, is single families and condos. Got to pull this up here. There we go. There were 363 single family residences and condominiums for sale. I do not include multifamily in this list, nor do I include mobile and manufactured homes. So again, we're dealing with super duper low inventory levels. That is the story in the housing market today. 56 sales closed last week in Lorain County. The median square foot of those sales was 1,786. Median price was $269,500. The median square foot value is $166.98. We've been tracking this, guys, and you can see now for, well, not 2 weeks in a row, but 2 weeks in a row of tracking this, because again, I missed last Friday. We see it well above 160, approaching 170. We were down here in the mid 150s for a month and a half, nearly 2 months in a row, but now we've seen these prices start to climb again. Median days on market, that is active and then contingent upon inspections before going to pending status, 38 days on market. That is pretty extensive compared to what we've seen since the pandemic. Interest rates woke up this morning at 6.96%. So we're seeing improvement there for people. And then the big sale of last week was in North Ridgeville, $733,174. Why the odd number, you say? It is because it was new construction on Chestnut Ridge Road. So obviously highly negotiated. I'm sure that there were certain aspects of the home that were designed and then renegotiated or reconsidered to either, whether the buyer wanted to reduce the overall cost, which is usually what happens, or they just wanted to see some new or different features added to it. So let's see what this new construction on Chestnut Ridge entailed at nearly $750,000. Beautiful. Again, I like to go back to this because we had Jenny Gennaro on here some time ago, about a month ago, and she talked about staging and presenting for the marketplace. And you can see the things that she talked about are on display here. A lot of white, which makes the space really expand, neutral colors elsewhere in the floors and in the carpet, white countertops, white cabinets. Again, it just makes the space really, really grow in front of your eyes. I like the beautiful architectural banisters there. That picture sucks, but I love coffered ceilings. I've said that before when I talk about architectural design. I just think it adds so much dimension and beauty to a room. Pain in the butt to paint or to paint around, but they look beautiful. Love me some wainscoting as well. So, we see this a lot when we look at high sales, a lot of these features. The price is what it is because it was new construction. You're paying 20 to 35% more for a house that's newly built versus a resale home. So that is the big sale of the week. And that wraps up Real Estate Bites, episode number 80. Once again, I want to congratulate and thank Molly Safran, Lisa McConaughey, and Julie Solness for an excellent year in 2024 at Right Sales Team. Again, you ladies did not get recognized at our awards banquet, the past Tuesday. But I wanted to recognize you here for the amazing work that you do and the amazing people that you are. Thanks again. For all you folks who rejoined me this week, thank you. As always, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. I love you, people.